Kidnapped Kaduna students are being held in locations that are difficult to get to. Defense Headquarters speaks. The Defense Headquarters has said that the 287 students of a school in Kuriga, Kaduna State, who were kidnapped last week, are being held in locations that are difficult to get to. Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, who spoke to newsmen on Thursday, March 14, said the kidnappers are using their victims as human shields to prevent further air and land offensive against them. He further revealed that it took more than 6 hours after the students were abducted for the information to get to security agencies before machinery was commenced for the rescue efforts. Buba said, and I quote, "We have depleted their ranks, neutralized many of the commanders and foot soldiers. The terrorist commanders and foot soldiers. The terrorists exhibited gross cowardice by going after children. We have taken their commanders out. We recently required new air platforms to further disseminate them. They know we mean business. It is to protect themselves that they went after the students, but will not rest until all the kidnapped victims are rescued. As in every war, there are complexities, and ours is no exception. Recently, cases of citizens being abducted in the northeast, northwest, and north central theaters of operations were recorded. They are holding these citizens against their will and against all form of They are holding these citizens against their will and against all norms of human behavior." Okay, these citizens were abducted by a brutal and bloody tasty group that should not be addressed as terrorists. These citizens were abducted by a brutal and bloody tasty group that should only be addressed as terrorists and not bandits. I repeat, these are terrorists and not bandits. They are holding these citizens against their will and against all norms of human behavior, and against the laws of armed conflict and any good measure in the world. Several of the leaders and commanders have been neutralized as a result of troops onslaught. They went to use these hostages as human shield for their survival. Nevertheless, be assured that we will not rest until the hostages are returned. No doubt that is a difficult situation, but not one that is insurmountable. The hostage situation is an extremely sensitive one, which unfortunately is not unprecedented in the history of the ongoing war. These hostages are being held in locations that are difficult to get to, but not out of reach. The situation is, however, indicative of the desperation of these terrorists to avoid troops and onslaughts. Recall that in recent times, troops have decimated several of the terrorist leaders, commanders and fugitives, and fast closing in one several others. Those terrorists have exhibited cowardice by going for such soft targets to impede troops and advances. I advise you that you will not rest until they are returned. Given the hostage situation, it can be deduced that the search and rescue effort was grossly affected by the non-timely notification of troops of the incident. Nevertheless, I can assure you that we will not rest until these hostages are returned rather. However, because of the sensitivity of the matter, I cannot go into further details so as to signs of life, location, and the different options that we have in order to get these hostages back. Let me further assure that getting these hostages back is very clearly at the top of our priorities. It is for this reason we have leveraged our international partners. Believe you me, this is not the news we certainly want to hear. Do you understand? This news should not make it to the news. You get me? Abi, you feel me? You should not make it to the news at all. Okay. Get help from expert country to come and assist, like USA and others. My own is, therefore, not even come outside and talk this way and talk. Because at the end of the day, people want their children. Imagine people picking baby and kidnap. Make their mama dey expect say make them give am children. Come they come outside, come they yarn them this. What do you want me them do? Want me them follow you go? When other leaders will talk, they will call IPOB a terrorist organization. Alright? But I'm still waiting to see how they attack school children like this. Like this cancer menace in the north. They keep deceiving themselves for as long as they like. One truth to take note is of the wickedness of their fathers and grandfathers sowed as seeds. Murdering innocent Biafran children has come as a massive harvest that will span from generation to generation. Like the Amalekites, they will not escape it. My own is that they should look for a way around it. It's been really, what's it called? Alright, it is now quite clear that the military colluded with the terrorists to disturb the peace in this country. Let me talk more. Playing games with people's life is absolutely unacceptable. How can criminals without an aircraft be able to reach a destination where the security with aircraft and various detecting gadgets would not be able to reach? You know, make me my own. I made them sit up. This game should stop. You know that they're being held in different locations and you cannot rescue them in the same location that you know. You dey whine me. Don't be small, you dey whine me. This is an embarrassment to the military as a whole. Tinubu will get mercenaries that they are better equipped to deal with this. Most of the Chibok girls have not been found. Now we want to let these ones go missing too, only to be done. Yeah, so these children, if they allow these people go, they are going to what they are going to see is child soldiers. I beg. I work for my country. Anything that could be useful to us. Information will be delayed, such as election results, but increase in fuel and everything and crime that is making life difficult for people information will not be delayed. My own is, like I said, this particular one, we don't need to hear. We don't even need to hear anything. It is to protect themselves that they went after the students. For Aso Rohba, whoever made that statement should immediately resign. Nigerian army with its overbloated number of armchair generals. Be small armchair generals. Well, be supposed to make that statement. We can do it in. All right. Alright, shame of a nation, Nigeria is not alive, Nigeria is dead. Northern political elites with the collaboration of the Nigerian army have succeeded in destroying Nigeria. Can the military utter this statement in any other place in Nigeria except in the north? You cannot reach where the terrorists are, but you can reach anywhere in the southeast and south or southwest. Alright, on this note, you've come to the end of the news, so thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time. Enjoy.